If there's one thing I hate about camping, it's not the bad cell service, it's not being outdoors, it's not roughing it, it's having to sleep in one of these. Now, if you can afford it, you can rent an RV, you can buy a trailer, but I think there's a better option. Hi everybody, welcome to WhyBuy. Today we're going to talk about the Napier Truck Tent. When you see it, it's so obvious. But for those people who think about sleeping in the back of their truck, throwing a tent in the back of their truck, putting a mattress in the back of their truck, this is a game-changing solution specifically designed for them. So a few years ago, I actually bought a Napier tent for my SUV and made a video about it because it changed my perception on camping. I still use it, it's still awesome. And aside from you, Napier was actually watching our video too. So they sent us a message, said, we love the video, you gotta check out our new truck tent. So I reached out to my buddy Kyle, he's a hunter, he's a fisherman, and I asked him, can we get your truck out? Can we set this tent up and see what it's all about?
The biggest issue for me camping in a tent is definitely sleeping on the ground. Like, you can buy those little foam pads, but it's just not enough. Before I seen this thing, I was kind of just picturing like being in the box and just a small little dome over top, but it's actually got quite a bit of room inside and I kind of like it. So a lot of the time I go fly fishing with my buddy and we usually head up in the mountains, and lots of the roads are pretty rough. I can't bring my trailer, so I've actually slept like in my back seat before, but it's very tight. So yeah, I'm not opposed to this as an alternative, that's for sure.
So you've seen this thing fully set up. We're going to take you through the unboxing, the setup, accessories, and most importantly, how this stacks up to the SUV tent. Have you ever heard of those rooftop tents?
Oh yeah. Aren't they like $2,000?
They're pretty expensive, but I guess you have a trailer anyway, right?
Yeah, but I mean that's like 20 grand, and sometimes the trailer's hard to get remote places, right?
Yeah. Kyle doesn't actually know the price of this tent yet. And I mean, I'm not saying that tents are the same thing as trailers, but at the end of the day, isn't camping supposed to be cheap fun?
This must be it.
That's the one. Sportz Truck Tent.
Cool.
So I hope it's the right size.
Toyota Tundra,
Yeah, Tundra.
5.5 box. Yep, that's right. Man, it'd be cool if it came in camo though, eh?
Oh, it comes in camo.
How would this thing do in the rain?
Good question. So Napier says this is 1500 millimeters polyurethane waterproof rating. Now, don't know what that means. All I know is my SUV tent is the same. We've been out for 4 years using this, and
by the time we were in the mountains, it was like torrential downpour in the morning.
Yeah, and none of our stuff got soaked, so.
Yeah.
Oh!
Thing about tents is that I worry about is packing them up and unpacking them so many times it gets worn out.
I think it's the same material as the SUV tent, and that thing's been going strong for 4 years.
You've had that 4 years already?
Yeah. And we've used it a lot.
Oh, I didn't realize it's been that long. Looks brand new yet, honestly. Wow, everything's packed in foam.
Oh, you know what they actually gave us
That's nice for travel.
They sent over some strap protectors, because I guess there's a risk that when you actually hook these up off to the side that they could rub on the paint.
The box.
So these are strap protectors for if you think the straps on the the truck tent are going to scratch your vehicle. It's kind of like a fabric, microfiber. Okay, set up your truck tent in 16 steps. Okay, we're gonna start with this assembly of the tent poles and the insertion of the poles into the thing that's not going into the truck in step 1, 2, 3.
Makes sense.
Okay, we'll just set, I think we're just gonna, I'm pretty sure what they're getting at is we're going to set this tent up on the ground and then lift it into the truck.
So we'll go with that.
We'll go with the written instructions.
Hey, those poles look very similar to that tent.
Yeah, man, they're just blue.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Is it the same brand? Oh, it is.
Oh, it is.
I didn't even actually. Well, that's as authentic as you get because I didn't actually.
Do not place the poles in the corner pockets at this time in bold letters. The
And they're
SUV
bent.
tent does not have these tent poles. These poles going diagonally, kind of like
Okay.
the SUV tent we set up on the roof there. There's like these blue
Oh, the sleeves.
sleeves we're gonna push them through.
Okay.
So I'll get this back your way. And that's all I'd worry about because it looks like they have like the clips that just can be clipped on after.
Awesome.
And there should be a blue color coded
Yeah,
thing.
mine's in.
You found yours?
Yeah, we're just waiting on you. There it is right there.
This thing. Oh, we're just waiting on me. I mean, that's nice, right? Like, that's
Yeah,
what I
the
do like
clips
about the
are-
SUV too. It's like you don't have like a million little things like this to put through.
Just loops,
Yeah.
I guess. It's gonna be the front.
You got one? There's a gray
Yeah.
sleeve? Okay. Okay, well, definitely I don't think this is something you could really do with one person. Okay. All right, look at that. Wow.
Get it on here.
Just watch the poles. I don't want them to. Oh, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah. I was wondering why the bottom was all loose. Then it fits the box, right?
Yeah. I think I'm good on my side.
Yep.
Someone would stop and look at this and be like, what the heck is this and why don't I have one? Once it's actually on the vehicle, it looks pretty awesome. You know, we were asking this, Kyle and I, as we're putting it on, like, why is there so much of this fabric sagging down? But it covers the whole bed of your truck because the tent actually sits on your box. I'm actually curious about getting changed in here. You think you can stand up in this?
There. This way works. Take my shoes off. I'm not gonna take my pants off or anything for you, but I'll just.
Yeah, I thought you'd be way more hunched over than that. Because you're a tall guy, you're like 6'1".
Yeah.
What do you think about the space?
Very spacious. The
I
way it
think
hugs over the sides.
I'm pretty cool that it hugs
makes
over the
it
sides,
wider
right?
than-
It makes it significantly wider.
If I was by myself, I would probably use my cot, and then I would have my cot set up like this. And then
Yeah,
there'd be
because it
room.
wouldn't actually go over the, like,
Yeah.
hit the wheel well, right? Yeah. It's really cool, but personally, you're still sleeping outside, right? I think the reason I bought the SUV tent is that you're kind of cocooned in the actual cab of your vehicle, close
Yep.
the hatch when you go to bed. It's super safe, right?
I can see what you mean. I like the space of this, honestly, myself. And I really don't mind being outside, so. I have slept in the back of a truck box before, and this is way better, having shelter and lots of room over top.
Well,
This would be great for when I go fly fishing up in the mountains. I love how you could just pack it up into a box or a case this big, and you could put it in the back seat. I could bring my quad. I just have to unload the quad and then set the tent up, and I'm all set.
Yeah.
Easy, no trailers involved or anything. These come straight out, and that adjusts your awning, right?
Now, I'm guessing there's going to be something on either side.
Yep.
I'll help you here.
There's a sleeve on the end. Those might
Oh,
just
it's right at the end. Oh, nice.
So that's easy by yourself.
Yeah.
There. That one's in.
Awning can be put up by yourself. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Honestly, man, like you could, if it was like raining, you could just stand under here, have a coffee. So I guess the fly is next, right?
Yeah. So,
Looking pretty good, man.
okay.
So how much does this actually cost?
So this tent is $340 Canadian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were saying there's a attachment that goes on the front too.
Yeah, just like the SUV tent. Why don't we actually set that up?
Sweet.
Oh, wow. This is... Let's take the awning down first. This way.
Oh, cool.
Step 1, complete.
This thing must be huge. I think I can't do this because I've never set a tent up sober before.
Oh. Look at that tent. Kyle, I think you could stand up in there.
I think I could too. Can't believe how big it is. It's just so big.
The grand reveal. Whoa!
Ah, this is better. Wow.
Okay, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty cool. Like
man.
this is why we bought the SUV tent. You've got a raised place to sleep, and you've got a spot that all your stuff can be below you. And when you can't stand, you have that whole front area for actually
Plenty of
changing.
room in here.
Yeah. Okay, so bottom line, my wife and I love our SUV tent. It's really helped us not have to buy that expensive trailer. Looking at this truck tent from Napier, it's really just another great outdoor product from them.
Overall impression of this thing, like, yeah, I'd love to take it into the mountains and camp for a few nights. I think it'd be quite comfortable because I can't take my trailer where I go. So you're either parking the trailer somewhere and then you got to drive, 40 minutes or an hour on extremely rough roads, or just drive right in there and just park the truck and camp and then hike from there along the river. I'd say aside from setup being a little bit tough, you should probably do it with 2 guys. I don't know if you could do it by yourself, but I mean, usually when I go somewhere, I'm not by myself, so it really wouldn't be too bad. I think in about, 15 minutes, if you knew what you were doing, you could have it done with a buddy.
So if I had a pickup truck, would I buy this? Yes, of course I would. I did for my SUV. And similarly with the truck tent, they really thought about this from a practicality standpoint. Why not take something that's tried and true with the SUV tent and make that accessible to the truck tent? That is what this Sportz Link is. And it's the little things. It's the hooks where you need them, the pockets where you want them, the tight fit of everything that just works. Ultimately, this is a quality product, and from it, you're going to have a better camping experience. So if you thought this video was helpful, please like and subscribe, show your support. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. So this thing's pretty sweet. How much does it actually cost?
Do it again.
How much does it actually cost?
So,
So what's it cost?
stop. What the?
I'm not doing anything. Yeah, aren't they like $2,000, those tents?
Napier was actually what? So a couple years ago, I actually bought that one right there.
I'll get it.
Yes.
I like my job in all this.
Good one.
Just hand them poles. I do not know what I'm doing.
Come sail away.